mission. I know you're wishing that you could let your head down and mirror my emission. So why?
Hello, welcome to Two Martins Podcast. A new week, a new episode. Charlie, the multi-million-dollar venture that the youth are running away from, agriculture. So I have these two friends I know very well. Some years back, they were into entertainment stuff, and they were getting quite some good money along the way. And suddenly they switched. I didn't know they have switched into agriculture. And last year, they were making a lot of money, like good money. Entertainment into agriculture. And one of these guys was my classmate in senior high school. And he's making a lot of money now. And I thought it wise that why not we recording something on agriculture? Bring an expert on the show to teach us, people who are willing to go into agriculture, and tell us about the challenges, opportunities in there. So I have my brother here, Yao Boama Champon. Did I pronounce the Champon right? So welcome.
Thank you.
What's up?
Cool.
So I'm so excited. I'm happy that I got to know you, that you know a lot about agriculture.
Okay.
I want to sometime venture into agriculture, and I know this episode will help me.
Yeah, it will really help you.
So our topic for today is why the youth are not venturing into agriculture.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. You're into agriculture.
Yes.
Before we start our whole questions, why did you go into agriculture? Was it a passion or somehow a life happened and you just ended up in agriculture?
Oh, actually, with per my life growing up, I wanted to be a doctor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But along the line, as we were moving on in our lives, it was my mom who really advised me that I should venture into agriculture. Because that is where the money is.
The money is. You love money.
So, everybody loves money. Nobody in this world will say he or she hates money. Money is good.
Money is really good.
Yeah. So it was around in JSS time, my mom really advised me to go into agriculture. So I did agriculture from during my SS days.
Oh, nice.
Before I pursued to the tertiary level.
Dope. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. So all from SS to tertiary has been agriculture. Though nice. I wanted to be a doctor, I wanted to pursue a science course.
Oh, nice.
That has been my dream. But because of the advice I had from my mom, thinking that it will help me in the future, why not divert? Because a lot of people try to seek this kind of white collar jobs.
Yeah,
and all that.
True.
And they always make it look like when you have your neck flat with tie and all that.
Yeah, successful.
These white collar jobs, they always feel you are respected in the society and all that.
True.
But we are okay. We are moving on with our lives, and with agriculture, you can't just start like that at a goal. You need experiences from people. You need to listen to people. You need to go to various kind of workshops, seminars, to get experiences from people. The main idea is you listening to what people have gone through with their lives concerning agriculture and all that. So that is what has kept me going all this while. Even though the main challenge why I haven't started yet has been money. But you have the skills, you have the experience, quite some experience, and now let's see the money. Experience, some skills. I wouldn't say I have that much skills, but what I have seen on the field, the kind of hand-on practicals we have gone through, if you are able to do it most of the time, I think you will be okay. Because there are some, you see, when you don't practice something for a very long time, you don't get used to it. Yeah, you lose it. But when you start and you continue doing it for some period of time, it becomes yours.
True.
You acquire it and it becomes something of a property to you.
True.
So when you are doing it, you do it with ease.
True.
You understand what I mean?
True. So true. So before we even started this podcast, I was even telling that I'm hoping that through this podcast we have people coming together to partner you or partner anybody who wants to go into agriculture to bring up a venture.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the ways forward when we the youth, those who have the passion to go into agriculture and they don't have the skills or the knowledge, they can partner with people who have the knowledge and skills.
Yeah.
So let's start today's topic. Why the sharp decline of the youth in agriculture?
Okay. the sharp decline of the youth not venturing into agriculture, I will base my reasons on 6 factors as to why. There might be more
than that,
but I will base mine on 6 solid factors as to why the youth don't want to venture into agriculture, or as to why there is a sharp decline of the youth not venturing into agriculture.
True.
1, the land tenure system complication. I would like to explain this.
Yeah, explain for us.
This is due to the fact that in Ghana, most lands are owned by chiefs, clan leaders, or individuals. And as a matter of fact, they would like to release their land based on their own preference, not your preference. For example, let's say this small-scale mining, known as galamsey and all that, this illegal small-scale mining. They are waiting for somebody who will want to go into such a venture so that they release the land for that person, because they want,
fast money.
They want money, quick money, and all that. And aside that, somebody who wants to go into short-term agriculture, not some long term, as in you going into these perennial crops like, let's say, cashew, rubber, cocoa. These are the cash crops. And with these cash crops, it takes a period of 3 to 5 years for it to get matured, so that you can start harvesting and you can get your market ready, available, and all that. So if it is a short-term agriculture, going into the annuals, when I talk of the annuals, the maize, the rice, the wheat, and all other stuff you can mention, for that one, they can release it to you, because they know that it won't take a much number of years before they can, get
back their land.
Yeah, sorry?
To get back their land.
Yes, because they are releasing it on a temporary base to you, not on a permanent base, because the land is not yours.
True.
And the second one has to do with the competition of land. Land itself as an immobile asset.
Yeah, true.
Has so many various beneficial purposes it serves mankind. Some of these telco lines,
passing
through the underground, and the demarcation of land for the construction of roads, railway lines, and all other stuff. So these are some of the things. It's also a challenge in acquisition of land to the youth, in reassessing the land and all that. Because there are certain places you go, they will tell you, say, for MTN 4 lines, and then I'm high.
So you can't use that place.
You can't use that place for farming. These are all the challenges. So land is also a challenge.
Major challenge.
Yeah, major challenge. And the third one has to do with the lack of requisite skill training. The youth will lack the required skilled training that will, unearth and harness our potential, hidden potentials.
In connection with agric.
In relation to agric, to promote a strong and a vibrant agricultural industry. That is why there is a sharp decline. And as a result of that, recently, basically because the state-sponsored agriculture extension unit at the Ministry of Agric, until recently it was virtually collapsed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That has been another major reason as to why there is a sharp decline. We don't have the required skill to get us the required results.
But why was the department almost collapsing?
The department. It was done under the previous
government.
Yes.
So it's not something. Couldn't this new government also continue with this particular initiative?
They thought they have limited it to only the agriculture extension officers. Okay. So I think they wanted to spread it or let it spread across. So that it won't necessarily be for the Ministry of Agric sponsoring the agriculture extension unit, but for people who also want to venture into agriculture. There are a lot of people in Ghana here. They didn't do agriculture in school, but yes, still they want to venture into agriculture.
So with you, who did agric in senior high school, in the university level,
technical university,
yeah. What you learned along the way, was it that potent? Was it that enough for you to come out of school and start something? I'm asking this question based on our curriculum. The things you learned in senior high and university, were that so much important, or they were just a way of you graduating and having your set in agric?
I wouldn't say so, because it wasn't about you getting the certificate, but it is also to expose certain things you might not know, because the world
is evolving
all the time, and there are new things coming up. So with this curriculum kind of stuff, after you finish school, I think there's the need for you to build on your human capacity more, because what you have learned in school is not that enough. There might be other stuffs you might not know. Even those in the universities who complete and come out, there are certain things I even know from my technical university days. They don't even know.
Yeah, I guess.
So I think through collaborative means with other graduates who have the experience, the knowledge, and the understanding of so many things, you can both share ideas and come up with something that
would be amazing.
Yeah, because there's a saying, 2 heads are better than one.
Exactly.
So I think human capacity building is one of the main factors we have to consider as youth after school, because you have to be going for these seminars, workshop, treks, and all that to increase your knowledge. Because if you sit down and you think what you did in school was enough, then
you have a lot to learn.
You have a lot to learn.
True.
So I won't limit what we did in school per our curriculum that it is enough.
Okay.
I won't advise that.
I get your point.
And I want to add this, aside that too, there are even some indigenous knowledge that some of the farmers know that we sit in the classroom, do our practicals on the field, don't even know.
Okay.
So it is best you collaborate with farmers who know much better, so that you can combine your knowledge to their knowledge to move the world forward, or to
move your own venture
forward.
True.
The fourth one, and with the lack of requisite skill, recently the agric extension officers should have educated the farmers better ways of application and appropriate timing of pesticides.
Okay. Explain that.
On this on the fall armyworms on various farms, because these fall armyworms, they normally work at night. During the daytime, they can't survive the intensity of the sun. So they hide themselves in the foliage of the leaves and try to look like they are not working, they are not trying to damage your crops and all that. But if you are able to train the farmers that at this time, these are the times you have to spray, the appropriate timing and all that. Because these fall armyworms, the way their structure, their morphology, the way they look like the foliage of the leaves. So you can't identify. Sorry.
So they act like a camouflage.
Yeah, they look like the foliage of the leaves. So you can't really identify them. So the best thing for you to do is to spray at night. Not night as in
like midnight.
Midnight, but getting to 5.
Okay.
At that time, they are okay.
Okay.
Trying to spray them.
Okay.
So that when you spray them at that time, they will be able to. The chemical can work very well on them.
Okay.
The fifth point has to do with poor information dissemination. The youth don't get access to enough accurate information from the ministries down to the department agencies. That is another reason why there's a sharp decline.
Yeah, I think so, because
if you really get my point of what I'm trying to say.
I get your point. So for now that there's the advent of social media, so we can't be acting like back in the days that we have these big speakers in our community that gives out information about stuff.
Yeah.
These days, most of the youth are on social media.
Yeah.
So a department like this department should be on social media.
Yes.
Giving out information on their stuff.
And trying to let the youth know that this is what is happening now.
True.
So that they'll be abreast with information.
True.
And I want to come out with another point. concerning the sharp decline.
Okay.
Lack of access to long-term credit. Most financial institutions in Ghana are not ready or willing to give out long-term credit facilities for short-term to long-term agriculture purposes.
I thought ADB was a bank which was in the best interest of farmers. So you can just go to any ADB branch and access loan and they'll give it to you because they focus more on the farmers.
Yes, but now
it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't really work that way because some of the farmers, they are afraid. Some of them are afraid because they think because of these climatic conditions and all that, if things fail, as the world is evolving, the rainfall pattern changes. So if things don't work out the way it's supposed to work and it fails along the line, they would have themselves to blame. I quite remember when I was in school, my lecturer, he was discussing something on this loan stuff, these credit facilities for farmers. Farmers in the north, they acquired these loans from these banks for tomatoes, and it's quite unfortunate. It failed
them
totally, and some of the farmers have to commit suicide just because.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
It really I don't really remember the year, but I think it's about some decades ago.
Oh, okay.
So that has always also been one challenge of the youth also going into agriculture based on the experience some farmers have also had, because agriculture is a risk.
True.
And the last one I would like to talk about that has been of a real challenge in this country, the mediocre thinking of agriculture, perceived by people that agriculture is meant for the less intelligent or the less privileged.
It's true.
The mentality is one. Yes. People have this mental problem that agriculture, even with TVET education, technical and vocational education training.
Yeah, true.
Back in the day, we used to think that those people who venture into technical and vocational education training are people who are really less intelligent. Excuse me to say, they have low IQ.
True.
So,
and I think we need more education on that. I think it's out of ignorance. People say a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You see a lot of ignorance. With this current generation, people read a lot online. People see a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think there's some decline of people thinking that people going to agriculture are less intelligent
or less privileged.
Exactly.
Meaning they are people who cannot look after themselves very well, or they are people who cannot get a very nice, lucrative office sort of work job, to earn monies from themselves.
True.
They have nothing to do, so let's venture into this like that to earn a livelihood.
True.
But it is not so.
True, because these days things are changing now. People are reading, people are seeing things. Compared to then, I think there has been a vast difference now when it comes to people perception.
I think it's high time we have to approach it in a very professional way, so that people's minds set on agriculture will change.
True.
To make it more attractive. To the youth.
True. So my next question: what is the contribution of agriculture to our GDP annually?
Okay, more than 70% of it. More than 70%, because agriculture itself, contributes to 54% of Ghana's gross domestic product currently, and even with our exports, we grow our crops here and we export some.
Yeah, true.
So through the earnings we get from export, we also get 40% of it, and 90% to even feed the country itself. So when I say more than 70%,
it's in the right context.
Yeah,
sure. Is it finance or requisite skills that is stopping the youth from venturing into agriculture?
Both of them.
They are all
both finance and requisite skills.
So okay.
Both finance and requisite skills, because you can have the skill, all right, but if you don't have the money, how do you start?
You can start. You can also have the money and not the skills.
Yes, so it's vice versa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you need all. Okay. The next one. Is rural-urban migration affecting the youth's interest in agriculture in terms of space to grow crops or rear animals? These days, everybody wants to come to Accra.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to stay in their hometown.
Yeah.
And they tell you that everything in Ghana is in Accra. Ghana is Accra.
Yes, that is what still a lot of people think.
And in a nutshell, that's the truth too, because most of our development starts here.
Yeah.
Anything you want in Ghana, it starts in Accra.
Even if those regional offices in the other regions, if they need any information from MOFA, they have to come to
Accra. Yeah.
Yes.
True. So is it really affecting the youth venture in agriculture? Because if you leave your village, you come to Accra.
Yes.
Lands in Accra even sold out.
Yes.
So how do you even start agriculture?
Yes. Not necessarily on a large scale, but you can go into this agribusiness kind of venture.
Without necessarily be on the field. You can go to other ventures
like snail, rabbit. Cool. Because it doesn't need a very big sort of land to before you can start.
And you said something before we started recording that snail is the gold mine now.
Yes.
If you really want cash,
yes,
go into snail farming.
Currently, snail. Yes.
And today is the first time that you taught me something concerning snail. I was thinking that snails come around the rainy seasons and they go. And I think they have.
It's true that they come around the rainy seasons and go. But you see, when you go for this kind of trainings and stuff, they have been into it and they know what will help you.
Okay.
On how to start. Not necessarily you going for the domestic ones
that
around that you know that when they come during the rainy season, you can just go and pick them and start. It won't help in your production because there are species of snail that they will tell you that go in for such a species.
Okay.
They are very good for production.
Okay.
They are prolific in terms of production.
Okay.
So when you go in, the probability of you being successful is very high.
Cool. What are some of the policies the government has streamlined to put graduates who majored in agriculture on the job field, like yourself? Are there some policies that this government or the previous government put in place that you, after school, you can go on a job field and start something?
Planting for food and jobs.
Okay, that's one thing. Explain that particular thing. Supposing somebody doesn't know planting for food and jobs, what's it about?
Planting for food and jobs. Okay. More or less, I would say that is the government's
initiative.
So, for instance, if I want to go into maize production, I can go to MOFA. For this, you can register with them, or you can go there for seats.
Okay.
If you have a valid voter's ID card.
Is it free?
You have to be a registered farmer
to get it.
Yes, you have to be a registered farmer. But if you know nothing about how to start, you have to go and seek information from MOFA. That you are so and so, you want to go into agri. How do you start and all that? So they will have to show you the necessary procedures to go through that. Maybe you have to register, you have to do this, you have to have a valid ID card, you have to show whether you have a piece of land and all that. Because some of the farmers, they are already into the business already. But you who want to go into the planting for food and jobs as a youth, every information required that you need, you have to go to MOFA. They will get you all the information on how to start and everything. And they will show you the seeds, where to buy seeds and all that. Viable seeds.
So I think our listeners need to take advantage of MOFA.
Yeah.
When they want to start their agri. Okay, cool.
And I want to list other ones.
Okay.
Rearing for food and jobs is also available.
Okay.
And planting for export and development is also available. Aside the planting for food and jobs.
So you can just go to MOFA and you ask of this initiatives.
Yes.
They can streamline you on those initiatives.
Yes.
Excellent.
But for the rearing for food and jobs, it's only for poultry.
Okay. Why poultry? Why did they choose poultry? Why not
other animals? Okay, they are in collaboration with, I think, this outside
organization. Foreign organization.
Yes. So they came up with that initiative that for those who want to go into rearing for food and jobs, it is solely poultry.
Cool.
And we have planting for export and development too as well.
Okay, solid.
I want to come to the question 4.
Question 4.
I want to get the question again.
Question 4. Is rural urban migration affecting the youth interest in agriculture in terms of space to grow crops or rare animals?
Yes, the youth, after engaging themselves space in agriculture, there's no ready market for their produce. And agriculture too has a gestation period. So if the government will take some form of responsibility in the form of providing incentives so that after producing, the government can come in and get them, can help them for ready market. I think it will be an attractive proposition to curb the unemployment and the rural urban migration issue. All those stuff.
True. So, is it the lack of skills, practical skills by graduates, the reason why they shy away from venturing into full-time agriculture after school? There are some people, with all honesty, there are some people go to school and they pass through the school, they get a certificate, but when you put them on the job field, they can't do anything about it. They don't know a jack about the thing they learn.
That is question 6, right?
Yeah, question 6.
Question 6, I think it come back. The question 1 comes back to answer question 6.
Cool. So it's about the money and the skills.
Yes, because you can go through the university education or whatever, but if you still lack the skill, after school you don't really have that much experience as a graduate. So you need to, as I was saying, I emphasized much on human capacity building. You need to be going for these seminars, workshops.
Yeah, true.
To get yourself enlightened.
True.
Because there are so many stuffs you might learn or study in school that you might not know after school. That might not be enough, after school. So you building your capacity through these seminars and workshops, I think you become somebody
with the skills.
True. Strong and vibrant, and you can do something better for your own self.
Yeah. Are there rich people in Ghana who made it from the backdrop of full-time agriculture?
Dako Farms is one. Kobe Mine Farms, situated at Nkranza 2, is one. I recently learned that they have even partnered with the government for the one district, one factory.
Okay.
For the production and exporting of cashew nuts.
Excellent. The reason I'm asking this question is that most people want to venture into stuff, they see a lot of successful people in it.
Yes.
So I want people to know that there are people like this who are making a lot of money and they are really rich.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Cool.
And Blue Skies too as well.
Okay.
They are also a company on its own. They add value. They are part of the value chain. They are not on the production side to produce the raw materials, but they add value to the raw materials that are produced on the field, like the mangoes, the pineapples, and all that. They add value. I don't know if you know of Blue Skies.
I heard the name before. Are there people handling the new pineapple juice?
No, that one is a confit. At the central region.
Okay.
They are also part of the value chain. Adding value to those raw material, the crops and all that.
Sure.
And we have the Spice group of companies too. They also form part of the value chain.
Oh, okay. Yeah, really.
With this neat fufu and the neat banku as well.
Oh, okay.
So in considering those rich people, you don't have to limit it to those who are on the production side, that's on the field. You have to consider the value chain people as well. Yeah. Because without the value chain people, it means the farmers are not working. For instance, with those farmers in the north, when they produce the rice, if you don't have the millers, the processors, are the farmers working?
No.
Definitely you have your produce there and you don't have people coming there to add value to it.
True.
No.
True.
And all that.
True.
Because when you have these processors and the millers, you can add value to it, and you can have some of your produce being fed to farm animals as well.
Yeah, true.
Because the maises, the rices, that's the cereals. We human beings don't eat it alone. We sometimes also use some to feed our livestock.
Yeah.
Most of the time the poultry.
Yeah, true. True.
And all that.
True. So our next question: are there locally based firms that provide technical expertise to farmers?
There are a few private institutions
in
Ghana where farmers are trained on new technique, skills, and opportunities. Aside that, other avenues as well, where farmers can maximize their growth of the company.
Okay.
They can diversify. They might be in their own farming work that they are doing, but they can diversify as well. Just like you going into this piggery, rabbit, snail farming and all that, poultry and all those stuff. I want to chip in this. This private institution, we have the Kitagana, that's Kumasi Institute of Tropical Agriculture, and GFRAS, that's the Global Forum for Rural Advisory Services. They are the few private institutions that are there to provide expertise.
That's really
they are there for human capacity building.
That's really good.
And
should climate change be a matter of concern to farmers?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah, because of this issue of this deforestation, mining is also a factor, and the emission of CFCs, that's the chlorofluorocarbons, from our various factories and industries, tend to have a great
impact on
climate change and all that. So I think what the government has to do concerning this is, change our energy generations, change policies towards energy generation from fossil fuels and nuclear energy to production of natural forms of energy like sand, that's the solar energy, wind energy, geothermal energy, biomass, and among many others.
With
the geothermal energy has to do with the earth. Geo has to do with the earth, and thermal is the heat. So the heat in the earth can help us generate clean electricity. That is another natural form of generating power. Than going to use these forms of fossil fuels and nuclear energy, which has great impact on our climate change.
Are there organizations locally, internationally, who give funds to youth in agriculture? Because we are talking about funding to start your venture. Are there international, like with filming? I'm a filmmaker, so with filming we have organizations who give out money if you follow their procedures and apply for it. When you pass, they give you money. With agri, do you have certain things like that?
We have MAG and RUFA. They are the one. The RUFA is a locally international, local based, NGO in Ghana. And we have MAG, which is a Canadian internationally based NGO. And these local NGOs work through the foreign based NGO work through the local based NGO to know the concerns of the farmers before they can provide assistance. Because the local ones, they are based in our country and they know the concerns of the farmers and anybody at all who wants to venture into agriculture. So they will work hand in hand with the internationally based NGO to know the concerns of the farmers before they provide assistance. And an example is the RUFA, Modernizing Agriculture in Ghana. It's a Canadian international NGO.
So do they deal with people individually, or you have to go as a team, a whole institution, before you can work with them? You can partner with them, or you can go as an individual like you can go to them and say, okay, I want money to start my venture.
I think you going as a group
will help them.
Will go in as an individual. It will help them to. It will really, encourage them to know that you went into a serious
venture.
Sort of venture, and you'll be encouraged to, pump in whatever funds you will need to, carry out your agric stuffs.
So we are coming to the end of this discussion. Your closing remarks to anybody listening to this podcast and who wants to venture into agriculture this year and has a desire to go into it, but somehow lacking money or skills, or the person has the money and the skills but doesn't know how to start and when to start. Your closing remarks.
My advice to the youth who wants to go into agriculture is for them to build on their human capacity base by going to these seminars and workshops and all that, because if you don't have the skill before you start this kind of agriculture stuff, agric has a gestation period. So if you go into these seminars, workshops and all that, you'll get to learn a lot of things and all that. And they should get this at the back of their mind, that agriculture is not meant for the less intelligent or the less privileged. Because there are a lot of people in Ghana that have made it through agriculture. I can give an example. President Kufuor is a rice farmer.
Oh, nice.
Yes. That is why he has this John Ajikun Kufuor Foundation. Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
I don't know if you
I've
know
heard of them.
Yeah. It's a rice. And recently I even heard he won the rice farmer
of the year.
I think
nice.
Best rice farmer of the year and all that. So if people like this who are the
gatekeepers of Ghana,
they're
into agriculture.
They are into agriculture. How much more me and you?
True.
The youth not going into agriculture. We should be encouraged by even the big people out there who are into agriculture. And we should, forget about this kind of perception that it is for the less privileged or for the less intelligent.
True. I love to partner you on a venture, an agriculture venture.
Yeah.
You have to bring something up.
Yeah.
I love money.
Everybody loves money. Indeed, money is good because in this world you can't stay without money. True. Though people used to have other perception concerning money, but money is good.
Money is really good. So you have to work hand in hand and make something up. Thank you so much for coming on this particular episode. I really appreciate your time, the knowledge you shared, and I'm hoping that if somebody wants to contact you, somebody is listening, the person wants to contact you so that you guys can start something, how can the person reach you?
I think he can contact me through my phone number.
Okay, give out your phone number.
0249.
Okay, let me write it down.
286.
0249.
286.
725. So if you want to contact Yao and start something with Yao, he has knowledge on agriculture. Contact him through this number 024-928-6725 and start a business now. We need money. Charlie, time not day. So thanks for coming again. Till next time. Bye.
You try doing you, I'm just doing me. You try doing